Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials on any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
Okay, Java comments I've already explained. You can write comments. You can write two ways. One is this 1/* and */. So anything inside this block is commented out. This will not execute. Or you can use a /. So this is the two things which we can use to comment it out the code. Okay, so I have explained these terminologies, but we have not discussed in terms of the actual editor coding, how it is like being used: inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. So let me explain one by one. So for example, inheritance I'll explain first. So I'll create one more class, which is I'll write male class, and then we have write as one female class. Okay, so we have written like one class already, which is person. I'll make it a string only because first name and last name should not be a number. Okay. So this person having two properties, one is the first name, one is the last name. So now I have created two class, one is male and one is female. So when I go inside male, so male is also a person, right? So you have already have a person which is first name and last name. Female is also having the first name and last name, right? But I don't want to write that code, right? So I can inherit that. So that is what is called inheritance. So for that you have to write a keyword which is extends, extends person. So now I don't have to go and write that male is having a first name or last name also, because I have extended the property of person. Male is also a person, right? So I'll make it as gender. In this case, it is already, we know that if it is a male class, it is already always a male. So don't worry about this getter setter that I'm creating. I'll explain this. Okay. So just try to understand the logics behind it. Okay. I think it is already created, so it's not allowing me to create the getter setters. Okay. Setter is always, it is male. Okay. So in this case, I've created a class male which extends the person. Okay, I have just defined a property which is a gender. I don't define the property of male and female. Now in the main class, okay, let me comment it out this also. I have created a class. I'll try to create an object of male, which is ml is equal to male. Now ml, I have just created a property as a gender. It doesn't have a property male and female, but in main class, if I try to access dot get, you can have a first name last name also. Okay, what is wrong with this? Class extends main person. Why it is not allowing me to create it? Oh, sorry. Okay, so when you create an object of male, you can access the first name last name also. Why? Because we have extended the property of this person class. So you can inherit the property of your parents in this way. Okay, so when you are creating application, the complex application, you can structure your class based on this logic. If you have application architecture like that, you are creating a class, you can see that this can be used by somewhere else also. This is type of parent and it can be used by some other classes. So you can have one as a parent class and you can use it whenever you want. So I am able to use this in the male class. I can use the same in the female class also, because female class is also a person, right? So same thing that we have done here, we can do here also, right? So this is the use of this inheritance. Okay. Now we talk about, okay, before going to polymorphism, let me explain the abstraction. Okay, I'll explain this polymorphism at the last. Let's discuss the abstraction encapsulation first. Okay, what is abstraction? Okay, let's skip this also. First we will explain encapsulation, then abstraction, then polymorphism. So what is encapsulation?
Hey viewers, our Mastery in DevOps engineering program can help you to hone the skills necessary to succeed in high-level DevOps positions. So what are you waiting for? Enroll now and earn certification that show you are keeping pace with today's technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
Okay, so encapsulation is basically, let me go back to the main class. And I was discussing about something which is date, right? There was one thing related to date of person. Date, okay. So can you see this? I have a java.util.date. This is a package I've imported, okay, which is having a class date. If I open this, this is a class provided by Java, date.class. Can you see? So similar to this package, so this date.class is inside the java.util.date. So this is the folder where we have a class written as date.class. So similar to that, inside this date, you have so many classes. Let me write it for you. Java.util. Import java.util. Can you see inside the java.util, I have .concurrent, .function, .jar, .logging, .prefix, .regex. So this is like a package folder structure. Okay, so you trying to keep this similar thing together. Okay, so when you're trying to keep all the similar things together, so that is called packaging. Okay, you are trying to keep all the similar thing at one place, so that is packaging. So that in Java terms, that is called encapsulation. You are trying to encapsulate similar things and the related things at one place. Okay, so this is in terms of packaging. Similarly, in terms of classes also, you write the first name, last name, you write the private int age, you write the private, it can be, for example, address. I'll write the string address address. So you kept all the things which is associated to a person in one place. Okay, so that is called the encapsulation. in Java. Okay. Next, I was talking about abstraction. Okay. So abstraction is, I'll explain using code only.
Because I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. Can you explain that encapsulation piece real quick again, please?
Okay, so encapsulation is basically you are trying to kept the, or you're trying to the things which is related to something at one place. You're trying to encapsulate it. So for example, you are trying the first name, last name, age, address. You have written these 4 properties of this person at this class itself, right? You're not keeping it outside this class.
Right.
Okay, and you have written this method also: get name, get first name, set last name. So you are writing the property also, you are trying, and you are writing the methods also to change it, how you want to set it, how you want to address it, how to get that information. If you want to get the information of first name, for example, so what you will do, you will write in the main class. We have written what? We have written that earlier, ml dot get first name, right? So you are encapsulating the property and you are encapsulating the methods to access it, to handle that particular property also. You have written that inside the class itself, right? So that is called encapsulation, encapsulating the properties and also the methods to handle it. Hope I answered the question.
Yes, Vikas, you did. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is called encapsulation. Let me explain the abstraction part. So abstraction is basically you want to abstract something out of the class. You want to keep it separate. You don't want to make it so complex and so huge. You have trying to make it abstract out of it. So you can write the abstract class for that. Let me close this first. Okay. So I can write one new class for that. Okay, so I've written this one abstract class as human. Okay, so what is the abstract class is basically is abstract class is being used for when you don't want to create the object of this class. Okay, in the programming language you don't want anybody to have object of any particular class. What you want is, I want to use this only in the different classes, other classes. I don't want people to have this thing accessible to everyone. Okay, this is accessible only to the classes which is being used. Okay, let me write something. Private string x. Okay, so this is a human abstract class I have created. So when I'm trying in the main class, when I try to have human h is equal to new human, we'll get error. Okay, what it is saying is cannot instantiate the type human. you cannot create the object of class which is of type abstract. Why I can't create it? Because this is not supposed to be used to create the object. It is only supposed to be used to inherit the property.
Hey viewers, trying to get into DevSecOps? Enroll for our DevSecOps certified professional programs and earn the certification that shows you are fit for these technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
Okay, so in this case, in the earlier example, male and female, it was extending the person. Okay, it was extending the person class inside the male and inside the female. So if you want, for example, you don't want to extend, you don't want your application to have anyone to create the type of object which is person. You always want to create the object of male and female. So what I can do is, in the person class, I can make it abstract. Now, no one can create an object of this person. Only the class which is extending this class can use the property of person. No one else can use it. Okay, so for example, in the main class, when I make it, so ML is the main class which is extending the person, can access the first name of the abstract class. So nobody else can access it. Only the person who is extending this property can access it. I can't directly go and use the person class. So this is the like flexibility it gives. If you want in your application, in the big application, you have created a one class. You don't want you are 10 developers are working. Okay, you have structured it in a way that a particular class should not be used by everyone. It can only be used by a person who is extending it. So for example, in Lemon language, for example, I have a parent and I am the child of that my parents. Okay, my parents want that my things should only be used by my child, right? My parents don't want their property or their things should be used by others. So what they would do is they make themselves abstract. Okay, so only I am the child of them, right? I am the only person who will inherit the property of them, so I can only use it. So if I extend them, then only I can use them. Apart from that, nobody can use it. My friend can't use my father property or my parents property because they don't extend it. I am the only person who is extending it. So this is basically like a contract. It is like a contract that only the person who is extending this person uh, can only allow to access the property of this class. Okay, so that is abstract. Yeah.
Right. So when I'm using abstraction, it really equates to the fact that if I'm creating an abstract class, no one can extend that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is that it?
No. The person who is extending it only can use it.
Okay, so I cannot create an object of an abstract class, but I still have the ability to extend the abstract class.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, and then I can use the features of the abstract class through that extension, but not directly on the class. Is that
correct? Yeah. So that is what I'm trying to explain. So I can only use my parents' property. Nobody else can use the property of my parent because I inherit it. So how my parents can ensure that my parent can ensure that only my child is accessing it. So they can make themselves as abstract, and if I am extending them, then only I can use it.
But then ultimately, if we are able to extend it, we still are able to use that property, right?
Yes, but if I'm extending, then only I can use it. If I'm not extending, I can't use it, right? My friend can't come and tell me that like he is also my parents.
Right. So a better example would be my parents. I can use their property as their child, and then my child can further use their property because they inherit from me.
Correct.
But no one else from the outside world is okay, makes sense. Okay, cool. Thank you. Right.
Okay. So let's go ahead. Then we have discussed encapsulation. We have discussed abstraction. We have to discuss about polymorphism. Okay. So polymorphism is basically I was explaining one example of let me create one different class for that. So for example, if I want to calculate the area of a particular figure, okay. Okay, so int x by sample int x comma int y. Okay, return 0 for example. Okay, keep it simple. 0.0 for example. Let's delete this. So, for example, if I want a method what's the problem? It's not allowing me to write down. Okay, let's delete this part. So for example, in this class area calculation, I want to calculate the area of a circle. Okay, so for calculation of area of a circle, you want only the radius, right? You have the formula of pi r square. Pi r square. Okay. For area of rectangle, for example, we have length cross breadth. Okay. So you can use the same method name, but the parameter is different, right? So this will self-explanatory. Otherwise, you have to write area of circle, area of square, then you have to write other methods also, right? So this Java allows you to write a same method name if the parameter is different. Okay, so that is like similar name, but use is different. So that is one example of polymorphism. Okay.
Okay.
One another example of polymorphism is, for example, in the main class we have defined the, for example, I get the public get full name. So what I'll get the how I'll get the full name, I'll write the first name dot first name plus last name This method must return a result of type string. Okay, let's make it string then. It should be, let's make it dot concat. It's a string only. Let it return. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm doing the concatenation of first name and last name. My name is Vikas XYZ. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll concatenate the first name and the last name and get the full name. Okay. So this is the person class. In the male class, we have extended that, right? Person. So now in the main class, I can get ml dot get full name, right? But I don't want like this. In the person class, I have implemented like first name and the last name. This will give me the full name. But I don't want like that. I want like my full name should not behave like that. I want in a different way. Okay. So what I can do is I can write the same method inside my main class. Okay.
Hey viewers, are you looking for formal training on SRE practices? Take our SRE program. This course will teach you how to successfully implement site reliability engineering in the modern day 24/7 services. Kickstart your SRE training today. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
And I don't want the first name and the last name get full name, but I want to append the Mr. also to that. Dot concat. Okay, then return this. Okay, so what I want is I have implemented that. How can I get my full name? Again, I can get the first name and the last name appended combined, and I can get my full name. But what mail class is saying that no, I don't want the inherent property. My parents are telling that my first name should my full name should be like first name, and combine the first name and last name, I'll get my full name. But now my new generation is telling that no, I don't want like that. I want to append the Mr. also. So what I can do is I can use the same method using the @override. Okay, this is the annotation. So, and this annotation is telling that okay, I have the way of getting the full name already, but I don't want to use it. I want to have my own implementation. Okay, so you can use this overriding thing using override. You can override the parent property, use the override keyword, and use the same method. So in this case, that method is not being called, this method will be called. Okay, so you will get the return as Mr. Whatever you have written. Okay, so this is one way of this is the two ways I have explained, like what is polymorphism in the context of Java. You can, like, for example, you can override the property of your parents, that is polymorphism. You can have a different different way of logic, but same method name you can use. For example, in this area calculation, you can use the same method's name. So this is actually called function overloading. Okay, this is basically the terminology in Java is function overloading. The name of the function is same, but parameters are different. So that's why it is being called function overloading. And the thing which we have done in the person class, that is function overriding. I am overriding the property of my parent. Okay, so that is called function overriding. These both are the example of polymorphism. Okay, so we discussed about inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. Okay, this is abstraction class. Okay, I forgot one thing, which is interface. What is interface? First, interface. So what is interface is basically, interface is a contract. Interface is telling you that this is what it should be, but how it should be, that you decide. For example, if I'm manufacturing a car, okay, the car should have public, should have engine, public void, void. Okay, a car should have engine, a car should have wheels, a car should have color. Okay, so this is the one, is like a contract you create. Okay, in your application, your manager have decided like your application should look like this. This is what the property it should have. Okay, but how you implement it, that is up to you. Okay, so that in this is using the interface, you can ensure that how your application should behave. You can't have like you can't have for example, I write color. We have written for example public void lifetime. Okay, so when we get the car from manufacturer, there is a lifetime defined from their side. We are not using it. We use our cars or vehicles as per our needs, but there is a life for your car. You can't use beyond that. Okay, so it's a lifetime. We have color, we have wheels, we have engine, but what is the kind of engine? What should be the kind of engine? Okay, so that you have to decide. So for example, I'll write, so class, for example Maruti. Okay, sorry, back. Maruti. Okay, I'll define one more class, Bajaj. Okay, now this is the interface we have created. Okay, so we have got the regulation that a car should have engine, a car should have wheels, a car should have color, a car should have lifeline. Okay, but how it should be, it is not, we are not telling you how it should be, but it should have these things. At least it should have these things. But how it look like, how you want to implement it, how what is the color of it, that decision is being taken by the company itself, right? So I can implements a first interface. Okay, so when Maruti car company is trying to create a car, and my company has to mandatory that the company has to have these features. Okay, the car should have these things at least. Okay, so when I'm implementing this car, it was in Maruti, so it is telling me error, right? It is telling me that these things you have to implement first, otherwise you can't go ahead. If you are trying to build a car of a Maruti, you have to add this all the method which is being provided by this interface. You should have engine, you should have wheels, you should have color, you should have lifetime. Then only you can go ahead and create a car for you, the company from Maruti. Okay, but the decision is what kind of engine I want to have. That is the decision by Maruti company. I can decide. What it is ensuring that the guarantee is that Maruti will have an engine. I will not get a car in the market that doesn't have an engine. It doesn't have wheels. It doesn't have color. Okay, but I can decide what kind of engine. It's a 100cc, 1000cc, 1500cc. It's my decision, but it should have engine. Okay, so that is like a guarantee. It's like a contract being you can create while you building the application. Okay. So similarly, when Bajaj company is building the car, so they have also implements first interface. Okay, so they also have to implement these methods. They also have to have this feature. Then only you can go ahead and create your car of company Bajaj. Apart from this feature, you want to add something, that is up to you. You can add whatever you want. Public void, for example, logo. So this logo is specific to your company. I mean, so government is not worried about like what logo you are going to use, right? So you can add the feature whatever you want, but you should have at least these things. So that is what interface do. Okay. Now one more thing to note here is when I am extending, when I have created a person class, okay, and I was extending it in male and I was extending in female, I can't extend more than one class. So for example, in the male has extended the person, it cannot extend. For example, we have one more class, area calculation, for example. I can't extend it. So you can have only one parents, right? You can't have multiple parents. So that's why in Java it is allowed to have only one level of inheritance. You can't extend more than one class. But in terms of implementation, you can implement whatever you want, whatever. So for example, I have my parent, I can inherit the property of only my parents, right? But I can learn anything from outside apart from my parents. Whatever the inheritance features I've got from my parents, apart from that, I can learn from outside world also. So I can implement multiple things. I'll write one more interface. Second interface. Finish. Okay. Public void test, for example. Okay. So I've written one more interface. When I was trying to implement one more, extend one more class, I was not able to extend it, but I can implement MEMPS implements first interface, second interface. I can implement any number of it. I can learn anything from my outside world, right? But I can only inherit the property from one parents. Okay, right. This is saying error because we have not implemented the methods. Any questions?
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.